Good evening. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. As always, I thank you all for tuning in to our live broadcast tonight. To Pretty Miss Kitty, good evening. Welcome. I see you. Hello. Welcome. Hines, welcome. Tracy Thomas, good evening to you as well. Miss Unique, one and only, welcome. Uh, Turn your TV, your volume down a little bit, please. I'm getting the feedback. Miss Miss J, turn the volume down some. I'm getting the feedback. Okay, thank you. Great. Miss J, somewhere now I'm getting a feedback, a humming sound of like a flute or something still blowing. There you go. Okay, that's it. Thanks. Okay, again, good evening and welcome. Tanya Fine, good evening to you. Louise Raw, good evening to you. Miss Montgomery, good evening to you as well. Kay Cole, Dana Hudson, good evening. Miss Rich, always a pleasure to have you in the house. We love you big time. Appreciate your genuine support. Brian Dixon, good evening to you. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Uh, there she is. Tammy, always 100, never fake. Good evening to you. Okay, Dana TV, she says, what's new this time? Some things are new, but nothing major. We're going to get off into it very shortly here. Miss Williams, welcome. Tammy Baker, good evening to you. Miss Patricia Jackson is in the house. Welcome, welcome. And LaShawn Davis, I love you big time. Thank you all for tuning in. Okay. As always, you know, we've been digging. And Miss J is back with me again tonight because she has some new information, and it's not much, but we are going to share it with you. And of course, we're talking about Tootie, Maliyah, who allegedly disappeared Saturday morning, and she would later be found floating in a pond approximately 25 miles from where the alleged kidnapping took place. But just like the Maliya Davis case last year, there are more twists and turns in here than you would have watching a Lifetime movie. Ms. Hot Pink, good evening. Look at my good friend Robert R. Thomas Jr. from the Real News Behind the News. Brother, I tip my hat to you. It's always a pleasure to have you uh, in the house. I love you big time. Um, Several people have emailed, inbox, called, and everybody basically says the same thing. This case is eerily similar to the Maliya Davis case last year. And we all know about that case, and we all still following that case. Now, this is my opinion before we get started. It's not a fact. And as always, I'm not trying to pass my opinion off as a fact. But with the inconsistencies and the changing of stories, you can't help but wonder which one did it, or did both of you do it? I mean, there's just a lot of things that are not adding up. Now, mind you, with all fairness, when at the beginning of a case, there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies. That doesn't necessarily mean guilt. Depending upon what has happened, the mind, don't remember everything right then, but after you lay down cool for a minute or whatever, you come back and your story changes. So that's not always an admission of a guilt when there are inconsistencies with a story. You keep it real. Thank you, Ken. I greatly appreciate you, James. Yes, I agree totally with you, Robert. But in this case, I honestly believe that Tootie may have been dead on Friday. Allegedly, coming from Malcolm X with the toupee, they confided in him and they went to the store, I guess up the street that night. The child was left alone. And we talked about that last night. Now I'm wondering, again, this is not a fact, it's just me. I'm wondering, was Tootie dead when they walked in the store together that night? It is so similar to the Maliya Davis case. It's scary. And I spoke with a lady today. I think it was Karen Porter, and I told her, I said, you know what? I'm wondering if her and Brittany Barnes know each other. Has she just been studying this case? Because it's almost identical to what happened to Maliya Davis, and we would later find out that Darion Vince wasn't kidnapped. There were no 3 Hispanic males that kidnapped him and put him on the back of a truck and rode him around the great state of Texas, I guess for damn near 24 hours, I don't know, and stuff. But I said last night, I don't know if either one had anything to do with the child's disappearance or death, but something wasn't right. But now today, my thoughts have changed. And I could be wrong. In my heart, I believe both individuals. I'm not going to call her mother, the woman that carried her in her womb, because just like Brittany Bowen, she carried Maliya Davis in her womb, but she did not carry her in her heart. And this is the same thing with this case here. In my opinion, I'm thinking they both did something to this child. And the biggest question right now is, how did the child get from here to there? The neighbors were pissed. They were pissed. They were trying to beat him up, beat him up. I saw one girl give an interview to the media, and when the truck pulled up, this lady, damn that interview, she took off running because she wanted them. On camera, she didn't care. Because these are mothers, these are women who love children and cannot stand anyone that harms a child. And so it's understandable when you want to go and you want to do something to that person to bring them some harm. So I understand. I feel the exact same way. Tammy always, 100 Never Fake says they took her there, Mr. Scott. I believe you. I believe that. I do. And I know we're all ready for an arrest to be made. But again, we don't want to proceed with an arrest and you have circumstantial evidence. As we said about the Maliya Davis case, you can still go on circumstantial evidence and sometimes win a case. But I guess it depends upon what case you're willing to take a gamble on. Something like this, you don't want to gamble on this, because if you get it wrong or you can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they're guilty, then they can walk. So we don't want to do that. But we don't want the Houston Police Department to be 3 and 4 months not doing a damn thing as they addressed the Maliya Davis case. Yvette, I love you big time. Good evening. My sister's on the live feed with us tonight. Always pleasure to see you. Scorpio, hadn't saw you in a while. Love you big time. Now, I couldn't find her Facebook page. Miss J couldn't find her Facebook page. So we came up with a thought that, okay, they have probably shut the page down because of all the threats that was being posted. Okay, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's down or not. We just can't find it. But the lady that called me today sent me a picture, and I'm sure you all have probably seen the picture by now. And basically, she said, "Mr. Scott, who is this?" And I looked, and I said, "Well, I'll be damned. That's the killer. That's the killer. That's the child's guardian, so to say. She somewhat cleaned up on this page. She's still saying stupid things. So I sent it to Miss J. So I know she's gonna dig, and she's gonna say, "Oh, Miss Scott, that's not it." Oh yeah, that's it. So she dug today, and she found out some things. She's gonna share the things with us tonight that she found out. There's never an excuse for anyone to harm a child. I have zero tolerance for that. If I'm a DA and I have you right, I'm not interested in offering you a plea deal. If I know I have you right, I'm going to take that gamble and I'm going to take you to trial. I'm not going to let you cop out to 25 or 30 years because I think your ass needs to stay in there until Jesus comes. That's just me. It really irks me when you get before the cameras and you cry and you fall out and you kick and you scream. And then you said to the media, "Lock your doors. Take your children. I can't believe somebody watched my daughter and came and take her and took her." This rotten banana looking slut, if I was there, I probably would have slapped her teeth out of her fucking mouth because I know she's lying. I know she's lying. She's telling a goddamn lie. Every time she opens her mouth, she lies. Every time Mr. Dumbass opened his mouth, he lies. These are children. As I say all the time, if you don't feed them, they don't eat. If you don't house them, they'll be on the streets or somewhere dead. So I don't think the child was left in there by herself Friday night. If she was, you know why she was left in there by herself Friday night? She was dead. She was dead. That's the bottom line. It's just as simple as that. At least that's the way I see it. Miss J, I think she inboxed me a piece. And I was late getting in, and when I looked at what she sent me and I read it, and I'm like, this is a joke. I had to sit down and just think for a few minutes. This cannot be the case. This cannot. So it just so happened she called me and I asked her about it. She said, "It's true." I said, "Well, this is the same thing that Brittany Barnes did about the funeral." And good evening, caller. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight?
This is Ms. Bell from Bellflower, California, Mr. Al.
Good evening. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Have you looked at all of the videos?
I don't think I looked at all of them. I was sent one early today, and I didn't get it until a little while ago, and it ran about 45 minutes, and I didn't get a chance to finish that one.
Yeah, well, on the description, I had to go back and look at the original news thing where they say she had what she had on, and she had on some blue tennis shoes. But these women at that apartment complex, they got into that apartment. Why are those blue tennis shoes sitting up on that baby's dresser that she was supposed to have been had on when she was taken? I told my daughter Carolyn, I said, that baby was dead the night they ran home or they went to the store. They need to pull cameras from their store. Them suckers murdered that baby and took her off down there or whatever. That carriage looked like it could go on the back of a bike. They probably could ride that far. Mm-hmm. Or even get Uber or whatever. If you get in the car with a baby, they don't, look in to see if the baby's alive. Them suckers did that. Because on the description of what she was wearing, how did the shoes get back in her room? Does that make any sense to you?
Not at all. Not at all. And that just tells us that, we think we're actors, but we're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't know why a team ain't going over that apartment. Toupee, he went in there, and them people were, if they would have let them women loose, they would have hurt that girl and that boy because they was after them.
Yeah, I think
that
some
should have.
Right. Someone just asked that question about the house and stuff. Okay, but you make a lot of good points. I have about 5 calls and
Okay, I'll
okay.
holler for that.
Okay, thank you. Love you big time.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight?
My name is Monica. I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Good evening, Monica from Wisconsin. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you so much for taking my call.
Indeed, you are welcome. I'm great. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you watching the videos. So talk to me.
Well, I just want to say, first of all, my condolences to the family and to that poor little sweet child. But the parents, they're concerning me. They really are. The mother, it was clearly neglect on her part for leaving a child, which I really don't even believe their story. But the boyfriend, I don't know if it's come out yet, but he has a YouTube channel, and he's been making like videos that are really disturbing. That before this even happened, and I don't know. I can link it in the chat so you can check it out and see what you think.
What's the name of his channel?
Travion Thompson. It's his name.
Okay, just his name.
Is his channel name.
And so when last time he did a video?
About 4 months ago. And he talked about his relationship with what he said was the wife. But they're not married, and you could hear a baby in the background, a girl. It's him. And he discussed a lot of things, like a lot of mental issues that he has. And I don't think that should be ignored at all.
I agree. Yeah, you can go ahead and share that link. I have no problem with that. And I didn't know anything about it. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, but I am going to go and watch it and stuff.
Yeah, will do. Well, thank you. I'll keep watching. We'll try to stay up on it. Hopefully the baby will get justice.
Amen. Love you big time. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Ms. J, quickly, did you know about that?
Hello?
Did you know about the YouTube channel the boyfriend has?
No, because he has 2 different last names.
Oh, that's right, because he's a restaurant worker. Okay, I didn't know.
His criminal background, he has 2 last names, and I mean, who would actually really like at my age, who would literally think just to follow someone that's 21 that's not even rap type.
Right.
Like he's not even on his rappers.
Exactly. Hold just a second. Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state you calling from tonight?
Hey, Mr. Scott, this is Karen.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Excellent. Good to hear from you.
I'm just to weigh in on this conversation about this baby.
Okay.
First of all, the mama line and her man line. On the Saturday, when she reported that baby missing, she said that baby walked to the park by herself with a pillowcase with some blocks in it. She was in the window watching this baby on the playground. She turned away for a moment, and when she looked back, the baby was gone. The line boyfriend of hers said he was in the house playing video, and he wished he had been out there with her and the baby as a family, and this wouldn't have happened to the child. Then he comes back to say they was out on the playground with the baby. Him and the mama went in the house, and when they come back out, the baby was gone. Both of them lying.
Exactly.
There's no way in hell, from the distance from that apartment to where that baby was found, there's no way in hell that baby floated to that area within 24 hours.
Exactly.
The next thing about it was, now if it's a lie, it was reported by the chief of police here in Houston. That baby was on a orange float when they found that baby. How the hell did she get on that float? And if she coming up that stream in that bayou, that water is rough in that bayou, it would have flipped that float over and that baby wouldn't have been on there.
Now, to the latter part of what you just said, I agree. And I'm like, she couldn't have just stayed on it. It was impossible. It was going to flip. But are you telling me that you did hear Avedo said about something about an orange float?
Yeah. Yes, he did. When he reported on Sunday, when they found that baby, it's written in, it's either on Channel 13 news site, 11 or one of them. The chief made the statement that baby was floating on a orange float. And the next thing about it is, that baby did not get to that bayou by herself. She had some help. That baby did not die Saturday. That baby was dead when that baby made it to that bayou. Now, how she got there, I can't say, but I can say she had some help.
Mm.
And before it's all said and done, if I'm wrong, I won't mind telling the world I'm wrong. But if they don't arrest them two son of a bitches, and excuse me,
No, help yourself.
it ain't a God sitting in heaven.
I understand. You know, I feel your anger. I do. I feel your anger and your passion.
I personally believe they know what happened to that baby. This is nothing but another Brittany Vaughn and Darion bitch situation.
Come on. Come on with it. That's it. That's what it is.
And if he that damn stupid to be another Darion to take the rap for the mama, lock all their asses up.
I agree.
And I can't wait until they lock Brittany Vaughn's ass up.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I swear.
This enough is enough. Quit killing these kids. None of this story to this baby is adding up.
It's not.
It's the same thing that went on with Maliyah. None of it is adding up. And if the chief of police here in Houston let this one slide like he did Maliyah, they need to fire his ass right now.
I second that. I second that with you. And I agree 1,000,000,000% because he's not doing a damn thing. But so that's why we have to stay on him because you dropped the ball on the first Maliyah. We will not let you drop the ball on this one because if we have to march around the damn police station to get you to resign or quit, this time we'll do it because we need somebody in the office that. What you say, Miss Jerry?
The only ball he's not dropping is the one on Brittany Mama.
Exactly.
Because that hoe should be in jail too. You know, everything that happened to my little baby, your daughter called and put you anywhere. If you didn't know, you did. You knew about it, but you may not have acted with them, but you knew about it, and you did not prevent this baby from being alive today, or bitch, you guilty with the rest of them. All y'all need to ride in a one-man field. No water, no air, no lights, no nothing.
I like the way you think.
So what they need to do, they need to quit playing and go on and tell these people what happened to this baby and let this baby have some peace and some rest.
I totally agree. Look.
They don't have to give them no peace, caller. Let that baby with their goddamn conscience. They don't have no conscience if they put the baby in some water. Like exactly. You couldn't even put the baby just there with her in the ground. Y'all gonna throw her in the body like she was trash already. So let her whip their head. Let her whip that big ass mentally.
I greatly appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate your genuine support. You made a lot of great points tonight.
Thank you, and y'all have a good evening.
And you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Miss J, before we go, I know you have your things in order, but and I'm going to give it to you now. But will you please go into first the information you sent me about the child's funeral, please.
They're disclosing it. This close to the public. It's only for close friends and family. Why, we don't know.
Wait a minute.
She just said that the family is the baby funeral is private.
The mother says that the baby funeral is going to be private.
Yes, and the neighbor, her last name is Miss Barnes. They're doing a balloon release for the baby because it's just like everybody in their community is mourning for this child, and they even half of these people helped you look for your child, and you gonna say, well, the services is closed to the public? Excuse my French, bitch. How the fuck you figure you can close something to the public when you didn't even have to look for your child yourself?
Exactly.
You knew where this child was from day one. Your dumb ass knew this baby was in this house dead, and y'all disposed of her like garbage, and then you played it out. Both of y'all dumb or tried to come up with a story. And yours got more cheese holes than this Swiss cheese. His got more holes than a motherfucking sheet of paper. None of y'all stories on the same page. They're not even in the same book. And not the same chapter.
Wow. I just can't believe that we're here again with the same story about a child, a female in Houston, Texas. I mean,
Well, I understand why Brittany Bowens wanted, Big Bird wanted her Maliya Davis's funeral private. She had the whole state of Texas, Louisiana, China, Hong Kong. She had the whole world wanting to stuff her ass. So I kind of agree with her. Yeah, bitch, I'm need you to go in and have this shit private. But this other dumb bitch, the sister of the dumber bitch, y'all always just doing this for what? Like, these people help you look for your child. Don't you think you should owe it this to these people to go out there and say, hey, you're more than welcome to come pay your respects? Like, you did go out there and look, sweat, blood, and tears for my child, and you just gonna shut everything down? No, bitch, it don't work like that.
I know. Tammy always never fake says the dog passing out was enough for me to know there was some it was a bullshit story coming.
In my honest opinion, all of him even need to be there. Y'all killed us, so what the fuck y'all want to cry for? Y'all want to fake cry? Y'all gonna go over there and play that role, y'all consoling each other, and oh my God, I can't believe I buried my child, and oh my God, he up there with that fake ass story with my daughter, first of all, that ain't your daughter, dude, that's like your stepchild, but still, like, you acting like that's your biological child.
Mm-hmm.
You doing the most like that. Well, y'all didn't even give a dad time to be because you acting like you're a dad and you didn't even pretend. That's some shit I could get on one for. Oh my God, we just killed my baby. Anyway, let's go to the club tonight, bro. We good. Like, dude, y'all wasn't even crying.
They
He had that dusty ass, nappy ass, dirty ass shower cap, stocking shit, whatever this body was on her head. Looked like it was white, but it just turned dingy because she done wore so long. Like, y'all just sit up there doing it fucking most over nothing. You just tell the truth, bitch. Just tell the truth, man. Look, I killed my baby. It wasn't intentional, but I was frustrated. Anything, bitch. Tell what the baby in the bio. That's it. But you over there, oh, you gotta keep that bitch. You kidnapped. You couldn't even give a description. Bitch, at least you could have been like, Darion Vince. At least if he did kill Maliyah, he had a game plan. He stuck 2 semesters kidnapping her. You couldn't even give a description of a fucking kidnapper.
couldn't.
Either one of you dumb jackasses. Y'all just don't say the baby just disappeared. So what happened? Somebody just said female sky and she was stuck to the motherfucking sky. Y'all couldn't give a description of a vehicle, a person, persons, a group of people. Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Like, goddamn, how many people did it take to kidnap the 2 y'all couldn't give a description of nothing.
Exactly. So do you think when they were in the store on Friday night?
Let me tell you something. They killed that baby Friday during the day. They claimed that baby was playing outside Saturday. Because if they killed this baby Friday, why would you wait till 2 o'clock Saturday before they even fucking put up an Amber Alert for this 2-year-old child? No, I don't give a damn if one of my grandkids or my children come missing and y'all come tell me y'all. No, I'll put out my own motherfucking Amber Alert. Nigga, fuck you and the whole she wrote in. This is my child. If this was yours, you would do everything you can to find yours. So bitch, everything in my power to find mine. I'm kicking everybody named Mama door in. I'm busting cold windows, popping trunks, bitch. We finna check under every nook and cranny to make sure my children is not there or my grandchildren is not there. Somebody gonna have some answers.
Someone said, and I may be getting the time wrong, but I think after the child was found deceased, that I think the woman who gave birth to her sat out in front of the door on the steps for, I think, from 9 until 6 p.m. And she was crying and just kept saying, "My baby gone, my baby gone, my baby gone."
Yes, that was one of the neighbors that wanted to whip her ass and the bitch ran.
That reminds me, someone brought up that a little while ago in the live feed. Did I see the lady who was being interviewed kill the interviewer and take off running to the truck where I guess they were at? I did, and she didn't give a damn. If she had put her hands on either one, she would be in jail tonight. This is how pissed the neighbors are in those that's it. So tell me about the page, because we couldn't find her, but so she has another page.
She's under Simone Earth. She's using her middle name. She's using her middle name, but she's on social media. And matter of fact, her Facebook page, and she has some of your slick smart comment in the background. In the background about let me see, she had a little smart comment in her background talking about, okay, because I thought all lives matter, and bitch said something. Black lives matter, bitch, black lives don't matter to you because your child was black.
So is this a
she is on social media, on Facebook, as Simone, SIMONEEERVIN, and she's on Snapchat as Simone_415 taken. But then on here she said she's single, so now I'm trying to figure out how all of a sudden you had a boyfriend 4 months ago, but on your social media page you saying you're single. You're 20 years old, you graduated the class of 18 hours, so I'm trying to figure out what you was going for because you're still dumb as hell.
Yeah, they're dumb, but I'm still wondering if they do drugs. I mean, they had.
She looked like a little crazy baby.
Right. Tammy always never fake says, "Why change your name? You've already been on TV." Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight? Hello? Now, that post you're talking about, when did she post that?
Let me go back and tell you. Hold on.
One thing we should also keep in mind, I don't know how many interviews they have done, but I do it all the time, and I know the police do it. If you do 20 videos, and
June 3rd.
Okay, June 3rd. Okay, if you do 20 videos, and each time you do an interview, I promise you that story continues to change. Something is added to it, something is taken away from it. But what I do, and I know the police do it, I will sit and watch every video and analyze it and take a lot of notes. And I said that to say this because the police do it, and they're trying to catch you in a lie. So if you think you're helping the case by talking to the media, well, you're just super stupid. But I want you to keep doing it. I don't believe a damn word from either one of them. I just don't. I honestly believe Tootie was killed on Friday. That's why Tootie was not seen in the store with them, because you can't go around town taking a dead body inside of a store. Now, why was the child?
If I play something, would the audience be able to hear if I put it on speaker?
I think they would. Go for it. So is that the is that the young lady that said she should have sent the child to the father?
No, this is the second person. And this is the one that says we're gonna have a memorial for her here where she was last seen alive. She did say the funeral would be private and none of us will be able to attend. So that's fine. Saturday the 29th of this month, we invite the community to come out to 10630 Beach Mill Street for a memorial for baby girl. We will be out here all day. Food, drinks will be provided. And Trivia and Simone, y'all are unfortunately not invited with or without bodyguards.
Okay. Good evening, call you live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
I'm calling from Georgia.
Good evening.
And my name is Marie.
Marie,
and I'm calling in regards to the Maliyah case.
Okay.
I believe that the little girl, when they was at the gas station or store, wherever they was at, I believe that the little girl was taken away at nighttime from the house. She probably was already dead, and they took her there themselves because the dad, I did not like his reaction. I did not like the mom's reaction. It's something about those two that they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth. Because no way you would take a little girl out in a park and leave her alone. 2 years old, I wouldn't leave a 7-year-old out there or 8.
Exactly.
You cannot do that.
Exactly.
And so it reminds me so much of the other Maliyah case and all the other children that's coming up hurt. And I'm getting tired of seeing this over and over and over and over. It's enough of that. It's just too much. I believe they did something to that little girl.
I agree, and I agree with you. I may be wrong, but I do think whatever happened to Tootie probably happened to her that Friday. And
I'm thinking so too.
Yeah, and
so because they was at the store. On what day was that? They was in that store.
That was
they did not have
Friday,
a little girl with them.
That was Friday night.
So therefore, it happened then. That's when I believe it happened.
And
it's so sad.
I know
it is so sad.
And I believe that however they got transportation, that the child was moved that night. When they when they was in the store, I'm thinking the child was already dead and had already been taken somewhere.
Right. It's true. When I saw like on different other channels, like the people that's talking about this, just to see the inside of the home. Who would raise a child like that? Who would do that? No food in the refrigerator. She said that the little girl had on what? Blue shoes?
Blue shoes.
The blue shoes is in the house. The blue shoes is in the house in the box.
Miss J brought up that we was having a conversation earlier today. She brought up the blue shoes. And you know, it depends upon who you talk to, hang out with a lot in life. They might believe a lot of your lies, and so when they do, you think everybody else on planet Earth will be just as stupid to believe the things that you said.
Exactly. And especially these young timers.
Exactly.
The young timers. They think that they can get away with everything, but you cannot. To this day, Lord, forgive me if I'm wrong. I believe that Maliya Davis, the other Maliyah, I believe her mother had a lot to do with it. I followed that from the beginning to the end, and that really hurted me because I believe that mom had something to do with it.
Oh, I'm with you on
and
that.
She probably done got away with it. I believe she had something to do with it.
I totally agree with that 1,000,000,000%. I thank you so much. Go ahead.
See, because if you look at this one with the Maliyah, the other Maliyah, they said she fell from that chair. No way a child's gonna fall from the chair and hurt themselves like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No way. There's no way they're gonna do that.
Exactly. And so
I worked in the medical field for years, and I've never seen it like that before in my life.
Well, that's what the doctor said. The doctor said that whatever.
Her damages were unexplainable to him as well.
Exactly. So whatever happened to Maliyah's head, the doctor said that we cannot pinpoint exactly how the injury occurred, but what we do know is the injuries did not occur the way Brittany Bowen said it occurred.
No.
And then they went a
No.
little further to say, but what we also do know is that Maliya Davis had a previous head injury.
That's what I'm saying. That previous head injury came from the fall from the chair, wasn't it? The very first one was the chair falling.
Exactly. And so
that's what that was. The very first one was. Then the second time, they couldn't really say what happened to it. I don't get it. What did they say happened then? I can't remember.
I know one time she had to have part of her skull cut out to stop the swelling. But if this don't remind you of the Maliya Davis case, then you evidently don't know about the Maliya Davis case. But
exactly, I mean, it does remind me of that case.
Exactly.
So I want to commend you for your job.
Thank you.
I've been watching you.
Amen.
I commend you for your job and keep up the good work, because these people just don't understand what they're doing to these babies. They got to give an account to God.
Yes, sir.
Because the Lord said, the least you're doing to my little one,
yes, sir,
that you have already done to me. So they got to be careful what they're doing to these babies.
Exactly.
And once one get away with it, then they're going to try it next.
Yeah, and we brought it up last night. Yeah, so we got to start setting an example.
See, and another thing, I'm not prejudiced. Believe me, I'm not. But we, as black women, we do not hurt our children. We do not hurt our children. We love our children. I don't care if we single and get pregnant or what, but we are going to take care of them babies. So that's what I can't understand. Where did it all come from?
Yeah.
I think it came from when the woman drowned her kids in the tub, or something happened, and I guess all of them fell in line, so I can get away with it too.
Yeah, and you're right. Black mothers have never been known for this stuff.
We don't hurt our kids. I'm raising a great grandbaby right now. We don't hurt our kids. No. So okay then, you keep up the good work, and I pray to God that this come to head. Because something's got to be done. And I hope they went into the apartment and dusted and everything else. Because there's something in that apartment, they should have been checking into all of that. No, I believe they could have got in a fight. The baby could have got hurt and everything.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. So, okay. I just figured I'd call this time because I normally don't call it. The lines like this.
I'm glad you did. You made a lot of great points. You really did.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your evening.
Be blessed and safe.
Amen. Love you big time. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Miss J, I'm going to give it back to you. Whatever you want.
Yeah, at the end of the statement, the lady wrote, she says, right now, I personally am working on saving a resident that witnessed more than any of us know, and that person needs to be removed so that they can tell their truth in peace and safety. More details on that will be released later.
Okay, hold your thought. Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling us from this evening?
This is Spitfire. I'm calling from Detroit, Michigan.
Good evening, Spitfire. How are you from Detroit, Michigan?
I've been calling you all week.
It's been hell. I mean, it's been hell in Shreveport, and you already know what goes on. It's been hell.
You know what? I have been trying to stay distant from this story because it kind of reminds me a lot of Maliyah.
Exactly.
And I didn't even feel like crying. And then what happened to the young man that was shot and all the stories that you were told, it was just so depressing. That's why I kind of stayed back at the same time. Mm-hmm. I was just trying to reach out. I just wanted to thank you for doing what you do and speaking about this on your show, because somebody has to speak on these things. And it's not easy bringing these stories together. Mm-mm. It's not. It's emotional. You cry over it. People don't know how hard it is for you to develop it, and you have to execute and convey a message to the audience. And
You know what I mean? And we all, even the people in the chat, I'm quite sure we all shed tears over these type of stories that's been happening, you know, all the time with our people. And it's sad. It ain't the kids, it's the men getting shot by police. It's real sad. So I just wanted to call. I wasn't going to stay on as long. I just wanted to call and commend you for what you do, because everybody can't do it. Everybody don't have the heart, the stomach, or the strength to do what you do with these stories time after time to keep us alert. So I just thank you for that.
I gratefully appreciate it, but you are absolutely right. A lot of people don't know. There are some people just tell the story, then there are some people that have a passion for what's going on. And when it's like that, it is difficult to do these stories. Sometimes you sit in awe for 2 or 3 hours, you know, because you can't believe, you know, what you're reading or what you're seeing. And so we're not supposed to, you know, let our emotions get caught up in it. But when you have a heart, it's just hard not to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're human and you see all the stuff that we do time after time after time, and then you think to yourself, if you know this story or a similar story was just a year ago, like what will possess you to go ahead and do it as well? Like what will possess you? You know what I mean? Like, do people just forget or just, I don't understand. Even with these police shootings and stuff sometimes. I mean, I don't know the specifics of everything, but I do know if you know you were in, these police officers were in trouble doing the things you do, why would you turn around and just do it? It just baffles me. I guess I've been in this world just a little bit of time, and I have still had to figure out how and why people think the way they do.
You're not by yourself, you know, especially when it comes to kids being harmed and you being a mother yourself. And it's always difficult for a mother, hear me good now, it's always difficult for a mother to believe that a mother could hurt her child. But everybody that carries a child is not a mother. You know,
They're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't understand all of that. Like, childbirth is hard, okay? It's not an easy thing. So to go through all that, to kill a child that's young, that ain't been here that long, I don't get that either. Like, I mean, just not just the heart part of it, not just the child dying of it. Let's just speak on childbirth. The fact that we go through what we go through, and then you just turn around and kill the child. I mean, just on that alone, I don't get it. I mean, I'm just saying, just on that alone, not the heartfelt, not the emotion part of it, just on that alone. When I go through what I go through trying to give birth to someone and putting my life on the line, I'm expecting for your life to be longevity.
Amen. That's it. And you made me think about slavery days, and you heard me say this often. During slavery time, we may not have been in agreement with it, but we knew why Black women would kill their babies right after they were born, simply because they did not want the child to be up under the guidance of a white slave master. And before they do that, to let that child suffer what they have suffered, they would cut the child's throat or drown the child. I mean, it doesn't make it right, but I understood it back then.
Right.
But now, with Black women doing this, I can't figure it out now. I just can't. I can't figure it out. You know, I think someone said it tonight. There's so many women that would love to have a child but can't have a child. Even if they have a child and you don't want that one, baby, you should have knocked on the door. I would have gladly taken care of that child for you.
There's doctor's offices. They're called OBGYN, and it's called contraception. They have been around for many years now. Okay? And so even if whether you want the child or not, or abortion or not, or whatever, there is a thing called contraception. And people need to take advantage of it. And you understand what I'm saying? People need to actually take advantage of it when you don't want a child and be responsible. just having free sex and just, procreating, and then, oh, you don't want it. Okay, well, I'm not going to have an abortion, but I'm going to go through all this childbirth, all this stretching of my body to give birth to you, only to kill you. That there just doesn't make sense in itself.
That's it.
I'm just taking the heartfelt out of it. That's just like the dumbest shit ever. The dumbest ever. And so I just don't even get that part of it anyway. But all I know is when you was mentioning slavery, that's true, because you being whipped and beaten and you have no rights. Well, you don't have no rights to nothing. So I can understand that concept, but we're not there. And we came a long way, and we have things that are available to us. We have medical attention and doctors and stuff that are available to us. And then you don't have a doctor, you can go to a clinic and you can get contraception for a price. It's just all about responsibility and taking accountability. You know what I mean? If you want to enjoy sex, enjoy it, but enjoy it responsibly, and that's it. You don't have to bring these unwanted children into the world to where you feel you have to kill them and then be publicly scrutinized and humiliated and then called a monster and all this. Now, I just don't understand. But most importantly, I don't understand none of these women live. They're supposed to be helping young black girls and all this. Now, well, where's these women that helping these women who's killing these kids?
Exactly.
Okay? When a man beat up on a woman, you're all there. But what about when these women are pregnant and killing these kids?
That's it. They must.
You know what I mean? That's why I don't have to support none of them women liberations. Not gonna Me Too times up, they full of it.
Exactly.
Where are they at now? They come out believe women. Oh, so now we're supposed to believe her when she killed her kids, so we supposed to just believe women.
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna let you go. I just speak my piece.
Spend time.
Hello, everyone in the chat.
I love you big time, and I will talk with you later. But you made a lot of great points, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Miss J.
I have to address something. I was trying not to. I was trying not to really address this with this particular person from the live feed, but I'm gonna address it real quick. Eliza Williams, first of all, you're saying that we can't jump the gun till we get the autopsy. I'm not sure what country you're living in or what planet you're surviving on, but if you know anything about the Maliya Bass case, we've been waiting for a damn autopsy for over 2 motherfucking years. We're not gonna let this happen to this Maliya Bass. So if you don't agree with what we're saying, that's fine, but you don't have to come on here and try to insult somebody's intelligence. Anybody can fucking have a baby, a dog, a cat. Hell, you probably even fucking had kids. That does not constitute the right for them to bring a life and just automatically take this fucking child's life because they're fed up with being parents. Regardless, I don't give a fuck how you feel. I said what the fuck I said, and I stand 10 toes down behind what the fuck I said. Nobody's perfect. First of all, bitch, when a woman has a baby, they don't come with motherfucking instruction books. So therefore, we have to learn as we fucking go. But we don't learn in the process to kill our motherfucking offspring. So don't come on here and try to play with nobody's intelligence, whether it's a man or a motherfucking woman. Anybody can have a child baby, like I said, a fucking puppy lays down and have 40, 50 kids. They don't fucking kill their own motherfucking offspring. So don't come and tell me shit about waiting for no motherfucking autopsy when we still wait on an autopsy from Maliya Bass from fucking 2 years ago. It's okay to agree to disagree, but it's a difference when you try to play with somebody's motherfucking intelligence. And what you're not gonna do is come on this live feed and try to play with my intelligence and you don't know a motherfucking thing. I'm very observant. I'm very, very motherfucking observant. I don't say a lot of shit, but please don't think I'm motherfucking stupid. In no shape, fashion, or form. If you cannot come on this live and respect other people's opinions, and they not telling you to have to wait for nothing, don't tell us what we have to wait for. This is something that we fucking tired of. We're not fucking taking this shit laying down anymore. Either you on the bandwagon or your ass getting us at the motherfucking bus stop. Point blank, period. There's no two ways about it.
Miss. Okay, I don't know if. Okay, Darren, let me, Deron, however you pronounce it, let me say this to you. Whenever we invite someone on this show, we invite
Now she
them.
wants to go back and retract her messages. Don't go back and delete shit. You posted, leave the shit up there. What you gonna delete the shit for? Don't backslide now. You wouldn't backslide when you was playing with people's intelligence. Put the shit back up there. You was bold enough to put it up there. Don't be bold enough to leave it up there. Don't take shit back.
Thanks, Tammy. I gratefully appreciate you.
Victoria Woods, I'm sorry, but I'm just upset because ain't nobody, I don't give a damn if it's my mama or my dead daddy, they're not gonna play with my intelligence. Again, if you don't like what I said, you could have just pressed me or phone the roll. I'm sorry, player. I'm just that person. I speak my mind. And when it comes to kids that's being abused, misused, reused, and then they end up dead for no apparent reason, I get very upset. I have kids, I have grandkids. It's no way humanly possible. I would let someone do this to my grandchildren and not want answers. Everybody know the mother is lying, but for her to come on here and insinuate that we're jumping the gun, who the hell is she? I survey those side pits? No. I said what I said and I stand on what I said.
Thanks, Tammy. I love you big time. I appreciate you. Let me say this before we get out of here. And I'm speaking for me. Me only. I have been doing this for a long time. I'm also a father. When you say we're jumping the gun, you don't understand what's really going on. We've been down this road before.
She's a troll trying to find their family things like they was for Brittany.
I pay attention more to body language than what someone is saying, because that's where you're going to find your answer. It's not about jumping the gun. It's about listening to that inner person that's telling you that's a bad seed, that's a bad seed, that's a bad seed. And to the, I don't remember your name, but someone said, whoa, that's a lot of cussing. Here's what I hope you do before you leave this feed, or I don't know if you're off already or not, I don't know. I hope you get past the cussing, because if that's all you're getting from here and that's all that you're taking away from here, then you're wasting your time on this live feed. If all you can focus on is the cussing, that's a problem for you. That's a problem for you. I would think that would be your least damn concern right now. This is my channel, and I'm not politically correct. I'm going to say it the way I feel it, without a doubt. Now, on the other channels, they don't cuss or whatever, then that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But on this one, I run it, and I'm going to say it the way that I feel it. We have been told for decades and decades, say it this way, say it that way. Don't say grandma ain't got no money. Say grandma doesn't have any money. I don't come with a filter, and I never will. I don't pass out sugar-coated shit cookies. I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. But I could care less about anybody cussing on their show or guest. That don't bother me. You've heard goddamn cussing words before. You probably use them every goddamn fucking day. This channel isn't for everyone. There's a serious issue. When people get mad, they get loud. When people get mad, they cuss. When people watch kids get killed, especially at the hands of the parents, it pisses them the fuck off. And that's how you're going to get it. You're acting like the police office, the police department. Every day, the police department, if you don't slap me, you kick me. you tase me, you put a bullet in me, and then you have the audacity to tell me it's okay to address what I've just done to your black ass. But I want you to address it in a peaceful way. That makes no goddamn motherfucking sense. You continue to inflict violence on us, but you want us to come with a Bible in one hand and the right hand praising God, speaking to God. It's just not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. It's just not. Miss J.
She watches too much reality TV. She needs to face reality. This is going on in reality. The shit you see on TV is shit that's actually coming to reality in real life. Don't come tell me I curse too much. I'm a grown man woman. I'm 46 years old. I said what I said, and the only person I owe an apology to is Mr. Scott. I don't owe nobody else an apology. I apologize. He accepted it. He said what he said, and it's a done deal. I said what I said, and I'm stand behind what I said. If she's still in her feelings, oh, so cool. I'm gonna never get in my feelings because there ain't no money in there.
Miss J, never ever apologize for speaking your truth. This is reality. One of the problems.
I don't know why you keep saying you didn't say I cursed too much. It was not you, Darian. Whoever Eliza Williams is, I'm addressing her. She's the one saying that we're jumping the gun. We're doing this. We're doing that. When it comes to kids, I don't give a damn if I jump the gun or if I put the bullet in the goddamn gun. I'm gonna pop that bitch because I said what I said. Maliya Davis, Maliya Bass. There's two damn Maliyas in a time frame. We don't have answers for Maliya Davis. Waiting on an autopsy for 2 years, and she's telling us we're jumping the gun. Wait for another 2 years for another autopsy. I don't think so, Mr. Scott. Do you have the information that I emailed you pertaining to the officials in the city of Houston? Can you put that information up on your page so that the people that actually care about getting justice for these babies can write these officials and explain to them like the seriousness of this crime? Because undoubtedly, I'm not sure, like I said, what planet the Williams lady is coming from, and I don't care. I say what I said, and I'm gonna stand behind it anyway. Just write the officials and tell them we need answers. We still waiting for answers from Maliya Davis. We waiting for an arrest. We cannot let Maliya Bass's death take that damn long. 2 years to get an autopsy or get an arrest. They're gonna sweep this shit under the rug. We don't have time to sweep shit under the rug. They killing black people every day at a high alarming rate, and they're sweeping that shit under the rug. We cannot continue to let this go on, especially with kids that's little and defenseless. We have to be the ones to protect our future. If we don't do it, who the hell will? We're not asking for no money. All we're asking for is 5-10 minutes of your time to address the situation with the officials. Art Acevedo, Sylvester Turner, D.A. Kim all. We need to get to writing letters, a stamp in an envelope, and let them know the severity of this case. We need answers. We demand answers. If 1 and 2 people cannot do it, everybody on this live feed, if you are saying that you want answers or you're going to demand justice, write these officials and we can get answers. It takes everybody. It takes a village.
Okay. Again, we're frustrated, angry, we're pissed, we're tired.
Well, Eliza, you still a man. I don't give a damn. You're a man, and I say what I say anyway. I fight men to a good night. Now you want to talk with since you go to the mayor. We will give you the mayor's information and you go directly to the mayor because we're telling you not only the mayor can move mountains, the DA can move mountains, the damn chief of police can move mountains, the mayor, and all 3 of them can move mountains. They can move hills. We need everybody to write them, Mr. Williams or Miss Williams, whatever the hell you want to be addressed as. We need everybody to write them, not just attacking the mayor when the chief of police can make the charges and the DA has to make them stick. So therefore, we need to write all 3 of them. Please get off this live, sir, before you get into feelings. Sir, please go to bed, baby. Drink your cold beer and go to bed. Good night. God bless your soul. Please leave me alone.
Okay, we are completely out of time. Miss J, as always, I gratefully appreciate you. I always appreciate you with the work you do for me and you keeping it real. I love you big time, and I'm going to probably call you. If not tonight, I give you a call in the morning. But again, thank you for because I know you don't have to do it, but you make time throughout the day to make sure that I got the right information. I appreciate you. I'll talk with you in the morning. I love you, and to you all, remember this here: every child is somebody's child. We have enough dead bodies of our Black children from the hands of white crooked police officers, and it really irks us when our very own kill our very own. And this is not jumping the gun. I know what I know. I've been doing this for a while, and I thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. I am going to put that information up tonight. It was supposed to go up earlier today, but I was in meetings all day, so I didn't get a chance to do it. But if you remember this, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. Keep the children in mind, and let's pray that this time, Houston Police Department, get it right. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. I love you. We will see you all tomorrow night. Spin 5. I love you big time. Miss J, I will talk to you in the morning. Thank you so much again.
You're